Some people grind for greatness. Some people just stumble upon it. Others, like us, sit in a room with 3 other dudes arguing about everything and accomplishing nothing. This is the Infinite Roundabout. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Infinite Roundabout. I'm one of your co-hosts today. My name is Matt. I'm here with Blake.
What it do?
I'm here with John.
Hey.
And I'm here with Devin. What else? We're going to take a quick minute to just do a couple shout-outs to everybody who's watching our latest episodes. We're getting a lot of positive feedback, a lot of good support. We appreciate you. Do a special shout-out to my girlfriend for drawing that new portrait she did for us and our cover photo on Facebook.
Incredible.
It looks really good. I'm happy. I love it.
I love it.
I don't know if it's big for you guys, but big fan.
I think it's great.
Yeah, it looks good.
GFAF?
My GFAF. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Go check it out. It's fantastic. Anyway, we got a hodgepodge of topics today. We're going to start it on more of a serious note, I believe, because we had a lot of crazy stuff happen.
Yeah, we had
We're going to talk really serious.
Super serious. Let's talk about weight loss.
I don't want to talk about that. Personally, I was going to try to just go right by it.
Matt's trying to skip over the weight loss challenge.
I wonder why.
I did the worst. We'll put those numbers up.
Weight loss numbers.
Everybody did fantastic, except me.
So this
That's
is
not true.
Last week's numbers are now
Can
on the board.
I talk about my weight loss here for a second?
We'll talk about. Let's see the numbers.
We'll go through our
get the
methods.
facts
We'll go through
before
our
you
methods.
start spouting
All right.
nonsense.
So yeah, new numbers.
New numbers.
So everybody dropped, except for Matt.
Lean mass.
Yeah, but
Lean mass Matt.
and to be honest, I thought I was gonna go up too, just because I've been
I did too.
actually doing physical activity. So my muscles are like, hey, I haven't done this in a really long time. Let's start working.
No.
I thought I was going to gain weight because of Easter, and I had 2 Easters and gorged myself. So.
Yeah, that was my problem. I did really good. I did really good this whole week. I ate really well. I went to the gym. I started lifting again. Not a whole lot, not a lot of crazy cardio activity, but I was getting more active again. And then I had a bad weekend, and I was really paranoid about it. And I definitely went over the top.
So I thought I was going to do pretty poorly because the entire week I went out to eat. I drank beer. I pretty much did everything you're not supposed to do for weight loss. And I lost 2 pounds. So you know what? Fuck it.
The thing is what did you have for dinner?
Today?
Today.
I have not had dinner yet.
That's the reason that you've lost 2 pounds, Blake, is because you have not had dinner yet.
Yeah, it is crazy how your weight can change from time to time. And, I mean, but as we wait in before this episode, John is currently leading, I believe. We haven't done the percentage
6 pounds?
The percentages aren't. Yeah, say
but
I can run the
can you tell?
percentages right now.
We'll do it at the end of it all. But regardless, John, way to go.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest loser.
Remember,
No, you're the biggest loser. Don't worry.
No, I'm not the biggest loser.
remember, this
I'm
is
losing.
This is a marathon, not a sprint. So
Right?
it's fine.
Yeah, no. Like I said, my body's just kind of.
He's the turtle.
I mean, I've got to stop lifting, just hitting the treadmill more.
There you go. All right. So yeah, we'll cut that off.
But anyway, now we will get into a little bit more of a serious topic. Devin will have something he really wanted to talk about. And
I do.
A couple other things that happened throughout the week.
Yeah, very sad news. Not a lot of you probably know, at least people that have not watched or know me personally. I play League of Legends, or better known as LOL, or League, whatever you want.
Or Heroes of the Storm.
Or better Heroes of the Storm, sure.
Better heroes of the storm.
So yeah, I play that a lot. So the story that I'm gonna go through here is kind of a big hit to me and a lot of people that we hang out with. The League of Legends community was shocked Sunday night when Yiling Peter Peng, better known as Doublelift, made an announcement that would rock the League community. Doublelift had tweeted out that his mother had been killed and his father badly injured after an attack from his brother. Here's the tweet as follows. This was Sunday night, getting ready for work. The work week and everything. It was absolutely terrible. This weekend I received some terrible news. My older brother attacked both my parents with a knife. As a result of this attack, my mom passed away and my dad was seriously hurt and is now recovering in the hospital. I'm still processing this news and joining up with my dad and little brother to make sure they're okay and proper arrangements are being made. I'll likely be quiet on social media while I work through this. I hope you all understand and support me, as always you have in the past. Doublelift. So going through some articles here earlier. The event occurred Friday night when a neighbor saw the 30-year-old brother, Yi Hong Peng, in the street holding a knife outside the house. The police showed up, and after a short altercation, Peng was detained. The mother, these are names that I'm having trouble to pronounce, so forgive me. Wei Ping Shen was pronounced dead at the scene, and the father, Guanjun, Guogon, Peng, was taken to the hospital. He's expected to live though, so that's a plus. But I mean, whatever you can take from that. Brother was held at the Orange County Sheriff's Department with $1 million bail, and was later charged with murder, assault with a deadly weapon, attempted carjacking, and 2 attempted murder. Just for face value of that, his sentence will be 44 years to life in prison. I don't know how you can defend that he won't be sitting the rest of his life in a jail cell, but just me. But I don't really want to focus on that side of the story. I just want to put it out there just so that we know kind of the whole backstory. It's probably the most tragic story that has come from the League of Legends community. And for many who don't know, Doublelift plays bot lane attack damage carry for Team Liquid in the North American League Championship Series, which is just basically their tournament that they do until their big Super Bowl event, like basically compared to the World Cup that happens each year. He's easily one of the most decorated esports athletes that has been a part of the LCS because he's been there since the beginning. He's also highly known as a trash talker, proclaiming himself, quote, the greatest, everyone else is trash.
Oh, so he's me.
Unquote. Yeah, he's
Blake at almost everybody.
No, this is not a story about Blake. This is a story about someone else, I promise. But he does have the stats to back it up, though. So, for example, he's...
I don't have that. I don't have that.
That's the big
See, my thing is I talk shit and I have no stats to back it up.
So just for perspective, he's one of a few players to have 1,000 kills on stage. He's won 3 split championships with 2 different teams, and has the most pentakills in North America.
Pentakill being a single player killing 5 players.
Full team. That's
Yes.
full
League of
team,
Legends
isn't
is
it?
a 5 versus 5 game.
Full
That's
team
what
kill.
penta
People
means,
know.
John.
That is true.
It's full team kill.
So yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, League of Legends 5 versus 5 online MOBA. So if you get all the kills on the other side, it's called pentakill. It's kind of a big deal. It doesn't happen very often with massive team fights and whatnot. So here's kind of where I want to open up the discussion with you guys. So the kind of the kicker behind this is that the team he's currently on, Team Liquid, is playing in the Spring Split Championship this weekend in Miami. So he's like I read the tweet earlier. He said he's taking a break from social media while he sorts everything out. I've been following the story all day, and as of right now, Tuesday afternoon, we have nothing else regarding what's going to happen. So I kind of wanted to throw it out there to what you guys thought. Do you think he should play this weekend? Do you think... I know you don't have a whole lot of knowledge, but do you think that he will? Do you think... What are your kind of thoughts behind this? Real quick, just to add a little bit more of a zinger onto it, the winner of this weekend does not only win the split championship, but does have the opportunity to go play into an international event called Mid-Season Invitational, or MSI, where the top international team gets to play head-to-head with other international teams to prepare for the big one in fall.
Can I talk about this for a second? I don't know anything about Doublelift. I don't follow esports that much.
Right.
I do know real sports, and I know that one of Brett Favre's greatest games of all time was when his father died.
Yes.
And I just think that you got to bottle that emotion and you got to use that to fuel you to victory.
I think there's a dramatic difference in that, and being that Brett Favre's dad died of natural causes.
That's true.
I don't think you're wrong per se. I think the huge thing here is that this is like it's unfathomable.
It's unprecedented.
You can't put words to it. I mean, what happened to him is something that I hope that nobody would have to go through. Even some of my worst enemies would just there's no way I would wish that upon anybody. So
right.
We just want to we just offer as much support as we can towards him. And at the end of the day, family first, man. That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day.
What is this life without family? That's what this is.
Obviously, I don't know. I can't. I can't even put myself in his shoes.
It's a very personal thing. Like that's
Yeah,
up
like-
to individual.
yeah,
whether
like-
if you can play or not, or if it would affect your play.
Yeah, like this
it's a very
is-
important game. So if you lose because of this, or if you have a
This,
faulty moment,
yeah, this is his. If he sits out, I completely respect that. If he plays, I completely respect that.
Right.
Yeah,
There's really no fault of his.
There's
right
no,
now.
there should be no criticism here. Just love.
Yeah.
You know, no matter
Support
what
him,
decision he
yeah.
makes, you know, one way or the other, we got to reach out to him and just as a community. I mean, I'm like Blake, where I'm not huge in the league community, but I heard about this. It was a pretty big deal,
And that's why I wanted to bring it up.
him. Yeah, no, and if you can, just take a minute, reach out to him,
'Cause, yeah,
wish him well.
Yeah, it's definitely not just. I mean, it's such a big shock to like the community the League of Legends community, but this story is hitting national headlines too. So that's why I
a
wanted
crazy
to
thing.
Yeah.
bring it up a little bit.
And I
more.
feel like this kind of stuff gets to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like as I'm getting older, this kind of stuff gets to me more.
Right.
Like I saw stories recently where there was this dude. I think it was in Colorado, where he was like holding a toddler. He got beat up and he got like fucking beat down like really badly.
Jesus.
And it's like normally that kind of thing wouldn't faze me. And like I was watching that story and I'm like, this is really bad. Like I feel really bad about this.
No,
I just feel like as I'm getting older, like these kind of things hit me more. And
they're more
this is-
real.
yeah, this is one of those things. It's like this is a shitty situation all around, but there's no sugarcoating it.
I think that's one thing that everyone just needs to understand too is that the world isn't always, you know, happy. It's not sunshine and roses every time, and sometimes, I mean, outside, how many people do you think have gone through probably a similar scenario to this, but they weren't in these
weren't
sports
in it.
champs?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, how many people do you think have suffered through something like this? And it's just like, you know, you just gotta stay on your guard. I don't know. It's unfathomable. Like it's just sad. And
Yeah, I mean, I would never want to go through something like this. Like, it's insane.
Like Matt said, it's like you wouldn't wish this on your worst enemy. I mean,
Right.
it's just
I agree.
Yeah, well, all of our condolences go towards Doublelift, and
absolutely.
we hope everything goes over without a hitch and is expedited super quickly. Like we said, nobody really deserves to have this happen to them, but you know it happened, and we wish you all the support in the world, and
100%.
hopefully this ends up, you know, just being something that kind of blows by, and more power to you, man.
Right. And I think, me personally, there's a 0% chance he doesn't play this weekend. The only reason that I think that he wouldn't is because if, like, for some sort of legal reason, the judge is like, hey, if you do not leave this state, you cannot leave this state. Because they play in California.
Because it was his family that was having issues. Right. Like, you can't leave this state during this.
Right.
Yeah, and like I don't want to come off as like douchey about this, but like if I'm in that situation, there's no way I don't play.
Right.
Like
I mean,
it's
it's a huge moment in your life, and you only have
even
like in professional sports, you like athletic sports is a professional sport. I'm not very into esports, but more athletic sports, you only have so many years that you can play.
Yeah,
your body will deteriorate.
You gotta take every moment.
It's the same thing with esports.
And on top of that, like emotions drive you so much in sports and esports, and it's like while this is a really shitty situation, that emotion is going to drive you to be greater than you've ever been.
Exactly, and that's exactly the point that I was going to make here next. Is that knowing him from just being that cocky, trash-talking person he is, he craves attention. So this is like the perfect situation. Can you imagine him being in the Miami arena and everybody's chanting Doublelift?
Yeah, it's like
Doublelift.
You feed on that shit. You feed on it.
And it's then exactly, and he would feed off of that so much more. And then even if he won, there'd just be everybody would be emotional. It'd be kind of like I don't want to say a hero to the League of Legends community, but it kind of would be.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
then on the flip side of that, he could misclick or walk too far forward and then lose his team the game. But that's
that's true.
the other
But
side
it's
of
like
it.
you feed on emotion. It's like if someone had ever in my entire life said a nice word about me, which they haven't, but if they did,
for good reason,
I would feed on that. I would use that for positive. But like it never happens. I don't know. But
it'd be nice though, wouldn't it?
yeah, it would be nice. It'd be great if you guys like compliment me every now and then. It'd be awesome. But I know you're not going to. Like I get that. I don't deserve it. I know that.
Next topic.
So yeah, no, I just wanted to bring that because I feel like the Brett Favre example was the exact first thing that I thought about was that
He had the greatest game of his life after his dad died.
That game was absolutely magical.
Yeah,
I remember
it was
watching it live. The ball there was clearly something else that was moving the ball because
he was living in a different world. He was playing off of pure emotion, and it led him to just greatness.
Yes, and that easily go down as one of the best games in NFL history. But yeah, so that was the first thing that that was the only thing that I wanted to compare it to. I was trying to think of like a bunch of other examples, and
I mean, there's not necessarily like a lot of death examples, but
right.
you could bring up a lot
Like
of
it's
examples
very-
of like players getting like, you know, their babies are born and then they have a big game
Right.
or I mean emotion is a huge factor in sports.
I know not too long ago, like Ed Reed's brother died, like drowning in a river, and then he played one of the greatest games of his life.
oh, that I didn't.
I think it's also very hard to compare these situations
True.
because
It is, but
every person takes this differently. Some
Right.
people would thrive off of that. Some people would, you know, destroy them over that, and they would play the worst game of their life.
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
it depends on you as a person. Like, how do you react to this? And
Right.
who knows how Doublelift's going to react?
yeah, and like I said, as of right now, he's gone completely quiet on social media. I went out and actually signed up for Twitter just to follow him, just to make sure that I was kept up on the story
And the podcast.
and the podcast and Infinite Roundabout at INF Roundabout.
Believe it or not, when this podcast started, I was the only person here with a Twitter.
That's true.
I have a Twitter. I don't
Oh.
use it, but I signed up for a Twitter.
I have a Twitter.
It's
and,
it's okay.
Use it a few
I
times.
like it.
I don't understand Twitter. I don't. What's the purpose of it? Like,
It's mostly like toilet thoughts, shower thoughts, you know. Basically something where you kind of, everyone has them where you're sitting down on the pot and you're just kind of like, you know, well, this is quirky, you know, I'm going to put this out on the, see if the world, reacts to it.
so like I kind of do that, but I do that to our group chat.
Sure.
I don't know.
But no, that's what Twitter is. Like,
That's
I
the
think
thing,
like one of my most popular tweets was when I was like, how does Mike Tyson pronounce absinthe? Like I'm just like that's just like those little random thoughts that come through your head. You're just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna throw this out to the world and see what happens. And,
It's like a Facebook post, but you could have
but with less credibility.
less credibility and like.
But, speaking of absinthe, I had a couple pulls of that tonight. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, we can tell.
It tastes like black licorice. It's
Does it?
pretty terrible.
Black licorice.
Is it like
It's American absinthe, so it's fake absinthe.
Yeah, it's not
anyway.
even real absinthe. Like, it doesn't even get you hallucinating, which is bullshit because that's what I wanted.
what
but-
country is that from?
It's Europe. It's a European thing.
Okay.
Well, which country though? Do you know?
Just Europe.
Europe's fine.
Europe.
I don't care beyond that.
Like, I want to try the real thing for sure,
If
but
you're looking at a map, it's on
Go
this
go
side.
anywhere in Europe. You'll find it.
okay, I'm not like I don't have an unlimited supply of money. I can just
Wait,
go to
where's
Europe.
the mic?
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. There's no specific country. You find it anywhere in Europe. So
Speaking of
toilet thoughts.
I was gonna say speaking of toilet thoughts.
Toilet thoughts. I was gonna go the same route.
Same route. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but people wipe in different ways, and
Do
I
they?
don't know the exact number, but there's a percentage. I would probably get the actual numbers here.
we're doing
But it's
Are we gonna
percentage.
Google toilet wiping?
We should. We absolutely should. It's a toilet wiping. He's gonna have a.
All right. Well, I know the first question is: do you crumple or do you fold?
I'm a crumpler.
I'm a crumpler.
I've been a crumpler through and through. I've always crumpled my entire. I feel
Crumple
like
your toilet. Like
you
so
get- you get a
pull it
good-
off.
you
You
get a
pull
good-
it off, crumple it up.
you get a good pinch point. You know, it's like, and then you just got like a bloom. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
got
like a
it.
flower.
Yeah.
What are you?
I think it kind of depends on the day, honestly.
Oh, he's a connoisseur.
The connoisseur of wiping. I
You're a
guess.
sociopath. That's what you are.
Lunatic.
It depends on
But-
me how much is left.
But a lot of people don't know this, but some people wipe sitting down, and some people wipe standing up.
I couldn't wipe standing
And
up. I would like.
That's the thing. It's
I
like
would pass
I
out.
wipe sitting down, absolutely. But
I would pass
people-
out. Like I
people-
would stand up and I'd feel my cheeks rub like that.
just people
floored.
like the funny thing is other people do this, but the other side doesn't know that the other side exists. So people who sit down don't know
because they're wrong.
So-
people stand and
I have an
wipe.
interesting take on this.
Okay.
Is that I'll sit down to wipe mostly, but like near the end of the wipe, I'll stand up to finish it off. So like I kind of get the best of both worlds.
That's weird.
No, it's just like
I think
it's like different angles. So
I
it's
think-
like I'm wiping when I'm sitting
No,
down. I'm
getting
like, all
the
right.
full-
I'm like, all right, we're done here.
Get
And I
some
sit up. I'm like,
leverage
oh,
on it.
you know what? We're not done.
I think there's a million ways to skin a cat, and if you don't skin it my way, you're wrong.
You're wrong. So do you? Question for the floor. Do you wipe front to back or back to front?
I go
Back to front, for
around
sure.
the back, and I go.
So that's the other thing. Some people go from
How do you do
bottom
that?
up or
So
back to
only
front.
girls go through the front because there's nothing in the way.
Yeah, it's like me. I gotta go around shit. Like I'm going back to front for sure every time.
Does your hand go front or does your hand go back?
My hand goes back. Like,
Do you wipe
behind me?
front to back or back to front?
Boy,
Like
this
back
took
to
a turn.
front. Back to front.
But seriously, our condolences to Doublelift.
Doublelift, he's a phenomenal player.
Like
Oh
seriously,
my
Doublelift, if you're
God.
listening, how do you wipe?
How do you wipe? Leave a
Leave a comment. Leave a comment.
But
No
that's
words.
the crazy thing is, I was talking to someone about this the other day, and they had no idea what I was talking about. That some people stand up, some people wipe back to front to back. It's a totally different world. Give it a shot. Try wiping different, and give us your
No.
thoughts.
Don't.
Listen, listen, I've tried a lot of stuff because I go to work and I get really bored. So I just go to the bathroom. Like, you know what? Let's just experiment a little bit.
Oh God!
But I've tried front to back. I've tried back to front. Back to front's way better. It just is.
Back to, so the thing is, you get messy.
How does that get messy?
You go back to front, and you get messy. You get messy sack.
I don't know. Man. I don't know. I don't agree with that. But you know, you live your life. So, speaking of completely ridiculous shit,
Don't hit the table. You're gonna mess with the mic.
have you guys ever heard the condom challenge?
So
Great.
there's been a lot of challenges in our the last few years.
Tide
There's
Pod.
Ice bucket,
Cinnamon.
Tide Pod, cinnamon.
Tide Pods.
Okay, so the ice bucket challenge was
Tide
at least
Pod.
not
That was
Yeah,
for a
that was at
reason.
least a good one. Like it
That was-
Tide Pod.
promoted awareness for ALS.
the Tide Pod. Yeah,
Tide Pod.
So
yeah,
the,
we get the Tide Pod.
the condom challenge,
Tide Pod.
I believe, is where you, from your nose, take a condom
So-
from your nose and you pull it out your mouth, correct?
No, I think what you
Right.
do is like you take the condom and you just like snort it up your nose, and like it gets into the back of your throat,
Uh-huh.
and then you pull it out of your nose. It's supposed to feel really weird.
Out of your other nostril?
I guess I don't know. I
No,
don't-
it's supposed to come out of your
I
mouth.
think come out your
Oh,
mouth.
does it come out of your mouth?
Your
Yeah.
other side's supposed
Oh,
to come out of your
wow.
mouth.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I remember in like middle school, this is a highly done thing with spaghetti. But not so much condoms.
What kind of fucking middle school did you go
You
to?
never had like a kid who like snorted up spaghetti and then pull out their nose? Like,
No.
You, like,
No.
pull it out and you like kind of wiggle it both ways.
We peaked as a podcast last episode. I'm just now realizing.
I
this.
apologize to all of our listeners.
We peaked. We already peaked, and this is the downhill. Oh, here's my thing about challenges. I hate them. I hate
You
them.
hate them.
I hate them.
They are
Because-
pretty stupid.
That's the point. The point is to be stupid. And my, I did it again. Just by talking about it, we validate them. And I hate it. I just like some dumb kid's gonna do this. He's gonna grab like a
Yeah.
Magnum condom and he's gonna choke on a condom. He's gonna snort a condom up his nose and then he's gonna like
Yeah,
not be
choke
able to
on it.
breathe. And he's gonna choke on a condom, and then
We're gonna have a death by it, and they're gonna be putting condoms behind the counter.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
It'd be
Sure.
way more awkward to
And
buy
then-
condoms than it already is.
The trick is,
the trick is to buy condoms with something like every time I buy condoms,
Like a
I
banana,
buy
or
Ambien
a
CM
cucumber.
pet treats with condoms.
the trick is to not buy condoms at all. Just dump inside your girl. No consequences.
No.
As he proclaimed earlier, he has been drinking. Don't listen to anything Blake says this episode.
No, I'm 100% true. That's the best way to go about sex.
Rules about it is you don't listen to Blake sober, and you definitely don't listen to Blake when you're drunk.
Just don't listen to Blake.
No, that's not true. I have good advice.
Overwhelming support over here.
Yeah, you guys are just wrong. That's fine.
Did you guys hear the news story about the lady who tased her kid?
What? This is out
I
of
haven't.
control.
I haven't.
So
Tell me.
I heard.
I can't. I need to catch up to you guys or something.
Sweet cream
What
flash.
you got there?
Rum.
There was a news story about a lady. I did it to myself. Ruin. It was Easter morning, and
I fear falling.
her son wouldn't wake up for church.
Oh, I did hear
So-
about this. Yeah.
So she tased him in the leg, and apparently he reported it to police, but didn't want to press charges. But there's a lot of stories going about if this is like child abuse or what people
How old
thought
was the
about
kid?
it. 17.
No.
It's definitely not. I don't think it would be
Fucking get
chopped.
over it, dude.
Yeah.
Get over it.
It's kind of funny.
You could just
Like
My mom takes me for Jesus. You know?
yeah, like it's funny.
She was like, "It's Jesus' day. Get up."
Like
Easter is an important day.
Like it's funny, but like I went through some shit in high school. Fucking get over it.
Also,
Yeah.
Easter, April Fools.
Oh, same day.
Coincidence? I think not. All I know is
Also,
that
the Earth is flat.
all I know is that I was supposed to go down. I was supposed to go down to Auburn and eat like Easter dinner with my parents, and it was snowing. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I can
Auburn,
make it. And then I didn't go, and it was the greatest Easter ever.
Congratulations.
The best part about it snowing on Easter. We're in Nebraska, and
This is third winter, by the way.
It's third winter, and the best part is you don't have to paint your eggs.
Yeah.
It's April Fools. So you just have a.
I just
You go
every
hide a
Easter,
bunch of eggs
I'd
and-
find eggs and I'd throw them at cars.
You have fun.
I usually go for houses, but carts are cool too.
Well, houses are too easy.
That's true. It's
They don't
it's
stationary.
Yeah,
Blake,
that's true.
Blake, I've seen you do athletics. That's
That's true. I mean, do you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah,
Because-
let's talk. So we are. I mean, unfortunately, John isn't because he's doing golf instead.
I respect that more.
Multi-years of me doing
Criticize
this
him in the
golf.
I
comments
respect
below.
that more, John.
But we are doing softball. I started a softball team, and Blake, Devin, and I are on the team. We tried to get John, but he's like, "No, I'm going to golf and sleep with hookers because Tiger Woods is my hero."
So Tiger.
Anyway, half of that's true. I'll let you decide which one.
The Roman everyone.
But we've been trying to practice because we're all bad. I mean, except for a couple of us. But
well,
we're
and
all
it's always
bad.
good to just have practice.
Yeah, it's good to break the rust off. And so Blake wants to play, and Blake, bless your soul. I know you're good at other stuff, but you're not good at softball.
No, I'm not. So let me just talk about this for a second. So I went to softball practice the first time on Friday.
Yeah, we've been doing this for almost a month now. This is the first one
And
you showed up.
I showed up to practice, and Devin's like, "Hey, I want to help you out because you're obviously a retard." So we're just throwing the ball.
Like, can we back this up a little bit? I want to preface this because I want to talk about a message you sent us to the chat.
Oh no, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Okay.
So I'm practicing with Devin, and he's like, let's
We're just playing catch.
He's like, start with the basics.
Practicing.
He's like,
We're
let's
playing
just play
catch.
catch. I'm like, I've never caught a softball with like a glove before. I don't know how that works. So he's like, oh yeah, you got to like get the tips of the fingers. I'm like, this goes against every natural instinct that I have. I want to catch it with my right hand because I'm right-handed.
But you also throw with your right hand.
That's true. So while we were doing like the warm-ups and shit, someone hit a ball really high and it came down on me and I caught it with my right hand, my non-gloved hand. You see this fucking bruise right here? My hand doesn't work right now. It doesn't work.
It's not my fault. So Blake sends us a message. Let's get this out of the way because it's eating me up. Blake sends us a message and like, you still have a spot on my team and it's yours.
No,
That's
it's
good.
cool. Like, you can make
But
fun of me all you want. That's fine.
You
I'm
sent
cool
me a
with
message.
this.
You sent me a message, and at this point, I was like, "Oh God." He was shopping for a softball glove, and he said the message he sends. The message he says is, "Which hand do I need to buy the glove for?" I was like, "What?"
All right. Let me tell this. Okay. So I go to Shields. They're like, you need a softball glove. I'm like, all right, let me go get a softball glove. I go to Shields. There's gloves everywhere. There's right-handed, left-handed. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Do I get a left-handed one or a right-handed one? I have no idea. So I sent a message to the group chat. I'm like, do you guys catch it with your left hand, right hand? Like, I don't know. They're like, dude, you're an idiot. Catch it with your left hand.
Could you
Because you
imagine?
throw with your right hand. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. That's a fair point. I get that.
No, it's not even a fair point. It's like it is the point.
So I was like, I don't want to buy a glove because they're like $100. I was like, I don't want to pay this much money.
No, at that point when he told me when he didn't know what hand to glove, I was like, don't buy a glove. I said, you throw it with your right hand, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, borrow one of mine.
So Matt's nice enough. He's like, I'll let you use one of my gloves. That's fine. I'll buy some batting gloves. They were like $20. I'm like, I can buy batting gloves. That's fine. So I go to practice on Friday. Devin meets up with me. He's like, hey, let's just learn to walk before we run. He's like, let's throw some balls. So we're throwing the balls back and forth. He's like, you suck at catching.
He's
It
a right
was
fielder, by the
it was
way.
Not my
pretty- it was
exact
pretty rough.
words, but
He's like, you don't know how to. He's like, you're trying to catch it with your right hand. Your left hand is your catching hand. What are you doing? I'm like, yeah, but everything I've known in life,
catch with my right hand. That's my dominant hand. Disaster all around.
It was fun.
Basically, Blake doesn't know how to use his left hand.
I never used it before in my life. so I'm
kind of been there.
Yeah, it's been hanging out. It's fine, whatever.
You should try masturbating with it. No one goes out.
It's so I don't know how to use it. It's weird.
That's what I mean. I feel like a stranger.
Blake mostly walks with his left hand.
So we're doing that, and then we start getting to batting practice. So I get kind of just hang out in the outfield. People are hitting balls, and I'm like, okay, I'll go catch these.
No, you won't.
I have terrible depth perception.
Especially with softballs.
I have no idea where they're going. I'm like, oh, that's right above me. I'm like, let me go catch this. Oh, that's 5 miles behind me. I have no idea.
This is bad.
Also,
Catching on.
we're having you play right field, and for good reason. And then when you were lining up in right field, you were lining up outside of the foul line.
Dude, I don't even fucking know. Okay, first off, I told you, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never played before. Tell me where you want me to be. I'll be there.
Bless your soul. Bless your soul. I hold no ill will towards you.
So like I get out there,
it was
and
the funniest thing.
There was this one guy, I don't remember his name, but he hits every single one of them right to me. I'm like,
Josh,
okay,
it was
He's a
definitely
left-handed.
Josh.
What?
It was Josh.
Yeah,
Josh always.
So I'm
plays
like,
right.
I'll catch all of you. That's fine. I'm a great athlete. So he hits them. I'm like, all right, there it goes. I'm right underneath it. Oh, actually, that's 5 miles behind
Also,
me.
that's
I
not
can't
how
tell
you
where
catch a
it's at.
softball.
I have no idea where it's
Problem
at.
there.
One of my biggest problems with softball is I can't tell where the ball's at. Like, I think I'm underneath it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, it's actually way further away.
That's really hard to tell. Like, when it's right in the air, it's really
So,
hard
like, I
to
have
tell.
terrible...
That's why I'm sticking at first base, man.
So, like, I have terrible depth perception. But on top of that, it's like, I told them in the group chat, I don't think... Like, I grew up with football and basketball. I've never played baseball. I don't think I've ever swung a bat at a ball before. I'm very nervous.
Well, in all honesty, like when you actually took some cuts, you didn't.
Yeah, you were batting pretty well.
Like,
you hit the ball.
Like,
That's all we can ask you.
I was pretty nervous about it. It's like,
You made
I'm going to
contact.
make myself look really stupid in front of these people who've been playing
Not
this
sure that
forever.
seems
I mean, hey,
normal.
actually,
And, like-
Blake, if it makes you feel better, your first practice was better than mine.
I don't know
He
about
ran
that.
into a fence.
I ran into a fence.
Yeah, but that seems like something I would do.
No,
so.
but I physically did it. You did it. I actually ran into
But
a
like,
fence.
so when I went
Which
up...
fence did you run to?
The far fence. We were actually sharing the field at the time.
Okay.
We were sharing the field because all the fields are reserved by little leaguers, and they're kind of the bane of my existence right now. I found out that I hate little league baseball teams until I probably have a little squirt of my own, and then I'll probably coach them. But anyway, we shared a field with another team that was just kind of there to practice. And we were batting basically from first base, so it's like it was not hard to launch them towards the fence. And I was just out there fielding. There wasn't a lot of us. This was the first practice we held, and I think only 5 guys showed up. And I was just trying to run for a ball, and we were batting from first base. You don't realize how close the fence is when you're trying to treat that as home plate. I was running for it. It was well over the fence. Nobody called it. First off, my teammates also didn't do me any favors. Nobody said,
Well,
Matt,
what-
you're gonna run into that fence.
To be fair,
It would have been really funny.
And it was because I ran into the fence and I just like full speed. I mean I didn't know it until I hit it. I just ran right into the fence, just like poof. And you did better than
was
me.
it a tall fence?
So like, I go
It's like your standard 8-foot fence.
So you just like
to continue my story, I go up to bat because like I'm the last one. Like I want to go last because I'm going to be the worst person here. So I go up there. I get up there. John's catching. John's like trying to teach me how to swing a
The
baseball.
swing
bat.
was not pretty,
Well,
but you were
first
able to hit
off,
the ball.
Blake has golfed before and
Follow
never
through.
golfed before.
Follow through.
Usually you hold your
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
with
so-
your pinky.
I didn't even realize I was doing that. So like I'm holding the bat and I'm locking my fingers.
He's locking his fingers like
And
in
like
golf.
I swing the first one, I hit it. It's kind of a shit hit, but I hit it. Whatever. I hit the second one same way, and John's like, "Hey, you probably don't want to lock your fingers like
Yeah,
that. It's
bust
not
your
golf."
fist up.
It's like it's not golf. I'm like, "Am I doing that?" It's like, "Yeah, you're doing that." I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't even realize."
No, so no, you did good. Like you hit the ball. I mean, you can only ask so much of people, but I mean, there's practice to be had.
I was actually pretty impressed with myself that I swung 15 times and hit 14 balls.
I'm gonna say you only missed one ball.
Like I was very impressed with that.
Yeah,
'cause,
you
like,
made really
I
good
was
contact.
like, "There's no way I'm
Keep your hands away from the mic.
mute it."
No.
I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna hit any of these balls," and I hit quite a bit of them. Like they were all good hits. I had a couple good hits, but
No, you did good.
like
I mean, you did good.
For never swinging a bat in your
Yeah,
life
like-
before, you did fine.
certainly my worst part was catching.
Absolutely.
But the problem is that like after I got done batting, I went back to outfield and my back hurt so bad.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way I can do this. I can't do this.
Did it hurt the next day? Too?
So my back is 80% right now.
We
practice on Friday. It's Tuesday.
I mean, you still got 4 more days.
Like it was
To be fair, you
No.
generally wouldn't hit that much in a real game.
like okay. So I get.
But even then,
I
it's
also-
like, I feel
absolutely.
fine.
I
just
also
think that I
completely
feel fine.
understand that I wasn't hitting correctly. Like I don't have a great form. I know that.
Right.
I'm not delusional, but like if that's what I'm going to be doing every week, I can't do that.
Oh yeah.
I can't. My back is just too shitty for that,
Well,
which
fine.
sucks. Like I want to stay on the team, but I can't play every week. There's no way I can.
Well, and Blake, you're going to be our favorite sub. And regardless if you show up or not, you can come to the games and drink with us.
No, like I said, I wanted to do this. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to get some
As far as I know,
exercise.
there was no drinking rules.
Okay,
Hey, I didn't say drinking alcohol. I just said drinking.
they didn't say that about people who are watching the
Wink,
game,
wink.
and I'm gonna get fucking hammered, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, we're down a person." So then I'm like, "All right, I'll hit that ball. That's fine."
Yeah, no. I'm just saying my Gatorade bottle is going to be Gatorade.
Like,
Oh, okay.
like it sucks. Like I hate bailing on you guys. I do.
No hard. I said no hard feelings. I got plenty of guys who still want to play too, and I mean, you have a spot on the team, and if you decide you want to play, it's yours anyway. But like I said, I'm still trying to find subs, and if you just want to downgrade
Yeah,
yourself,
it's like I really did want to play, but like just my back was just
Comment
horrible.
in the section below if you'd like to be a part of our softball league. Leave a like.
You have people, right? Like to
No, yeah, no, I have.
Okay.
That's
what I felt worst about. Is like there
You
was
were-
9
if it
people.
makes you feel
I
better-
was number 9. It's like
No.
shit.
If it makes you feel better, I already had one guy drop off.
Okay.
So it's like I've had to scramble before, and I mean, regardless, I'm gonna put people down as subs. I'm gonna get a full roster, but I'm just trying to find my 10th like full on guy who plans to come.
Like I
over.
honestly thought I was gonna be bad at it, but I'd be able to do it. I didn't think that I wouldn't be able to do it.
You'd be bad and you're not able to do it.
Yeah, like just like after when I left that practice and I went home, that entire Friday night I literally couldn't walk.
So
Jesus.
I didn't see you online. So
Like it was
if
bad.
that's saying something.
It was bad.
yeah, no, I mean softball's fun. I enjoy doing it. It's gonna be fun for us this year. We'll keep you posted through later podcasts how our team does, but
And it works nicely with our weight loss challenge too.
yeah, I think season starts. Is it 2? It's like 2 or 3 weeks from Friday, the 20th. So it would be 3 weeks from Friday, right?
420, yeah.
No, it'd be 2 weeks from Friday. Jeez. Anywho, but yeah, season starts in basically like 2.5 weeks, and we'll keep you posted on how the Infinite Roundabout does.
You were scouting the talent, so
Dude, I'm scouting hard. I mean, we have a pretty good team.
It's true.
I know people.
all right, guys. So completely hypothetical. If we wanted to pause this and take a break and resume, could we do that?
Totally hypothetical.
Totally hypothetical.
Yeah.
Is that something possible?
Totally hypothetical.
Because I really have to pee.
Just go.
Just go.
Okay.
You're bigger.
Well, like
We'll
so
keep
last time I went pee and you guys like stopped the entire episode and were just like waiting for me.
We'll keep
We're not
talking about
just,
softball.
yeah, just keep talking. That's
Then
fine.
go pee.
Okay.
We're not stopping for you.
Just like last time you guys got mad, so
We didn't get mad.
well Devin did.
No, I didn't. I got a little mad.
He
It's
did.
fine.
Just go pee. You darn drunkie.
I've had a lot of drinks tonight.
Anywho,
Close the door. Make sure you close the door.
softball, man. John, I want you to play, but you've chosen golf.
I mean, to be fair, I gave you the stipulations beforehand.
To be fair, I tried to meet them. the only other nights we
That's
could play.
called compromise.
I mean, the other way we could have played a different night is one if we did the competitively, which is like, look at us.
Yeah.
It's like a whole team of the other guys.
Right. And then the other way was to do a co-ed team. And I mean, I gave it an honest effort.
Was there limitations on that? Like you had to have
You
It
had
was
to,
like
half the
50-50,
team
wasn't
had to
it?
be girls.
50-50.
Half the team had to be girls, and I found like
it's
3
like
girls
Title
who
IX.
wanted to play.
Jeez.
So it's like it wouldn't have worked out. And like the girls that wanted to play would have to have been committed, regardless. If golf gets boring, plus we'll know our games beforehand. So it's like, I know you're done golfing at like 6, aren't you? Or like 7?
We start golfing at usually 5:45. 5:30 is about when it starts.
Yeah.
The last tee off goes at 6. So usually we're done about 8.
Is it
7:30.
18 or is it 9?
9.
Oh.
9 holes. Yeah.
So
we'll
that's
see.
that's not bad.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
18
we'll see
holes
what
is tough if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
if you're not ready for it. 18
Well,
is hard.
18 holes, especially if you're drinking.
Yeah.
Well, who golfs and doesn't drink?
I did it once, but
So-
that's because
it
I was
depends on
drunk
how
from the
much
night
you-
before.
Depends on how much you're drinking.
It's true.
Because you're just having beer, that's fine. But sneak in that Yeti full of not beer.
Gatorade.
Gatorade. Yeti full of Gatorade. It becomes a interesting event where you start chasing geese.
Can we also talk about how much we hate Blake?
Yeah.
Oh wait, we just got done with that segment.
I'm all about that topic. I hate Blake too.
Why don't you get back in your seat and talk about it? No.
Listen,
Well, so
Blake is the fucking worst.
anyway,
Worst
We'll
person
save
I've
that
ever
for
met.
another day.
Devin, you got something pulled up that I've been kind of watching and reading.
and it's
Dude,
it's relevant to us very mildly, but something crazy happened today in California.
Another absolutely tragic story that we'll bring the downers. We'll go back up. I
So yeah,
promise.
so we're gonna bring back down this high so we can spike it up.
Yeah,
again
so
later.
this is
this one.
this is the
I'll read it to you.
this is the situation that was just this afternoon actually. So it was like hot off the press. There was a active shooter at the YouTube headquarters in I think it's California.
Yeah, it's in
Right.
California.
I think it's San Bruno, California. Is where
Yep.
it was.
Yep.
So the only person there, I'm just looking at this now and I keep refreshing it. The only fatality was the actual shooter, who was a woman, and then there's at least three others injured right here. So
That's crazy. We're not even gonna acknowledge you. That's I mean
You don't want to ask what's
that's
going through my
crazy.
head right now.
that's so I read up a little bit about this before we
cats are trying to get in.
got started. Apparently,
Yeah, it's close.
this lady was an ex-employee. Rumor has it.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it.
Well, she is now, for sure.
It definitely doesn't work there.
Even if she did before, that doesn't make her an ex-employee if she's dead.
I mean, I'm
so
pretty sure they fired her.
So it was an active shooter at YouTube. And was there anything else?
Well, I mean, I just saw where
Was there-
where I initially saw it was on. Well, funny enough, was on Twitter. Is where I got the news story to start with. As basically somebody started with that they just were sitting in a meeting, sitting in an afternoon meeting, and then people were starting to run down the hallway. They thought it was initially like
An earthquake or
an
something.
earthquake, yeah. And then they got up and they're like, "Oh, this is happening."
So the shooter's dead.
the shoot,
So
yeah.
they don't- they
She-
don't- they
apparently
don't
she
have
killed
any-
herself.
They don't have any motive or anything. Or
The rumor is that she is a disgruntled employee.
Yeah, that's what we have right now
Was,
too.
was there injuries? Deaths, things like that,
I
or-
think 3 or 4 people got injured.
They got shot, but like not died.
Witness told CNN, and this is an article from CNN. I'll link it in the description. Witness told CNN he heard 2 or 3 shots, and later about 10 shots. He was at Carl's Jr. fast food across the street.
Would he have a pistol?
There's no report of that yet. I'm sure the news will develop.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure-
because-
Because if you're talking about 3 or 4 shots and then 10 shots, they're out of ammo at that point. Like,
That
Yeah,
depends.
you're counting them.
It was a shooter. That's all that matters.
listen, I've grown up around guns. I know how much a clip holds. Like, I don't.
Oh, okay.
It's called a mag.
But a clip is slang.
Like
That's
a
fine.
resident
But
gun expert.
I'm not a gun expert. But like, you shoot 14 times with a pistol, you're out of ammo. It's
But
Depending on the gun.
either way, it's
not
about.
Let's not justify what gun it is.
It's not about.
like I get that. It's not about that. I get that.
It's not about how many shots were fired. It's about that. Yeah, there's another one of them.
I just remember like in old movies that I used to watch in the 90s. You'd like watch like the final scene where people would be shooting a gun and be like, "He's definitely out of bullets."
He's shot about 50 bullets.
Yeah,
He's not
like
reloading
come
them.
on now. Like I remember watching Gone in 60 Seconds and like that final scene where they're running through like the car, like the chop shop, and like the Australian dude shoots like 25 times. It's like, dude, that's a fucking 45. It holds 14 bullets maximum. What are you doing here?
Yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully everything gets figured out.
Yeah.
over there.
Speaking of films, movie came out pretty careful there. Movie came out pretty recently. Ready Player One. If anyone knows about it.
Hey, so you've seen this? Have you seen it?
I've seen this. Yes.
Have you
John
seen
and
it?
I've seen
I
it.
have not seen it.
John, what did you, I don't
We
think
haven't
I've
seen
ever
it.
gotten your.
I want your guys' reviews without spoilers.
John, you go first because you know what
okay,
you know how I feel about it.
First off, neither of you have seen it.
No.
Have you read the books?
I've
The
not.
book. I've read the book. Matt, you have not.
I've not read the book, but I do want to read the book now.
Okay, so I thought after from reading, I read the book. And then
Let me
watched
ask
the
you,
movie.
okay, before you get into your review, if you're grading it on sticking true to the book,
Okay, so
0 out of 10, what do you got?
So sticking to the book, from 0 to 10, sticking to the book is a 0.
Okay.
Because there's like the only thing that's relevant from the book to the movie is the names of the characters. So maybe a 1.
Okay.
So, I mean, and like the base premise. But that's fine, I think. I thought the movie was
so good
good
okay.
by itself. I think it's better if you've read the book first. Because it leaves out a lot of stuff. I think if I had not read the book, it would be very confusing going into that movie and be like, what's going on? For people who haven't seen it, the base premise behind this is it's a futuristic world where virtual reality is a huge part of society. People have jobs, people do their daily things in virtual reality, and then the real world is like a second thought.
Yeah, there's definitely a blur between the two.
Yeah,
the movie did a good job of portraying that.
Absolutely. I thought the virtual reality in that movie was phenomenal.
I thought that was the best part of the movie. So my opinion on the movie, I did not like it at all. I thought the acting in it was bad. The acting in it was a terrible.
Who were like the main actors and actresses?
That's the point. There's no names. There's no big name actors.
There's one big name in that movie. Who's Og?
I don't remember his name, but yeah, he's been around in a couple of things.
You might look at that real
quick. So the point you made, John, is where it's like there's a lot of implied knowledge in the movie. I watched this movie and I'm just like, I wasn't stupid enough to like watch it and be like, I think I'm supposed to know something here that I don't know. And I was left to figure it out. The movie had a lot of fun cameos as someone who grew up on video games. I got to see a lot of characters and like old and new that were fun to pick out and notice when you saw them. And I'm sure if I watched it again, I'd be able to pick out 10 more.
Which was about 90% of the appeal on the commercials.
Yeah, and that's what it was. And I think the book probably did a greater job of telling the story.
So
is it a big story building?
Real quick, the story building is immense in the book. It's completely lost in the movie. I thought the culture of the book is very like 70s culture. Like so the person who created this virtual world was huge into movies and
like retro
music,
games and movies.
And so that's how there's a big challenge. So the main guy who created this dies and says, if you beat my Easter egg challenge, you get my fortune. And so everyone's hunting for these keys to unlock his fortune. You own the game afterwards, basically.
Real quick, Ogden
Morgan,
he is Simon Pegg, who is Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, that whole.
T.J. Miller was also in it.
He was the voice of one of the VR characters. I
don't know how I feel about T.J. Miller.
He's hit and miss.
Like I like him, but he seems like a complete douchebag in real life.
He was on a show in like the late
Silicon Valley.
They definitely just took over our time.
Silicon Valley was a great show.
He was on a show in the late 2000s. I don't remember what it was called. It was a sitcom that probably lasted less than 2 years. But his name was Marmaduke, and that's what he wanted to be called. That wasn't his real name. No, that wasn't his real name. But he's like, call me Marmaduke.
Have you guys seen Silicon Valley?
No, I haven't.
Silicon Valley is actually a really good show.
It's like a plastic surgery thing, right? Is that what that is?
No, Silicon Valley is like a tech startup in California.
Totally.
It's a pretty funny show.
Far off.
TJ Miller's pretty good in it, but he
Silicon
seems like a really big.
It's on like HBO, I think.
Yeah, it is.
So
it's HBO.
It's on legit.
Regardless, whether you've read the book or not, go see it. Tell me what you think. I was a big fan. I thought the big thing about it for me was. I had a lot of people tell me how good the book was, and I'm still going to take the time to look at the book. The acting in the movie was bad. The CGI VR stuff was pretty cool.
I thought the
cameos were cool. The way they portrayed it was pretty fun. But it's the acting is bad. And I went into it with very good expectations, and I saw it was a Steven Spielberg film, and I was like, man, how could this not be good? And I mean, I was personally let down.
You said the book was good story building, though. You've read the book.
I think the book has phenomenal story building.
I think the concept of it
there's
is
so
beautiful.
much story building. Like the first half of the book is story.
Because
so,
that's my thing is like I'm super into story building.
Yeah.
Like a lot
It's
of people
really good.
a lot of people don't like Better Call Saul, which is the prequel to Breaking Bad. A lot of people don't like that because it moves so slow. I absolutely love it because I love story building, and that's what
You
that
should
show
watch
is.
Game of Thrones then. Game of Thrones is literally all story building.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. It just never appealed to me, but I don't know.
I'm not finished with it.
I love story building though.
I'm in halfway through season 3.
That's the same reason why I love Harry Potter so much. Is there's just so much
books
story
are so
building. Yeah,
phenomenal.
it's amazing.
like that's a good comparison actually.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter books to the Harry Potter movies versus.
There's a lot better.
I
I've read the Harry Potter
disregard
books.
the acting. His acting was decent in Harry Potter.
I like
Yeah.
the Harry Potter movies though. They weren't good like
That's the
covers
thing.
of the books,
That's the thing.
but they were good movies.
I enjoyed the movie as a
The
movie.
movies,
Yeah, yeah.
because I had the background of Ready Player One.
The
Yeah.
movies were produced very well with Harry Potter. Like the only
Yeah,
thing,
they weren't-
the one,
they
the
weren't
one, the
good.
one comparison I get from Ready Player One was the one thing I can think of is Spy Kids. Was like the acting was 100% over the top.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that. It's not as bad
It's
as
like,
Spy
have
Kids.
you-
But it went through my mind. It went through my mind. It's like, God, this reminds me of Spy Kids.
So can you give me like without spoiling it? What's Ready Player One about?
So, like I said, it's a virtual reality world, and the creator of this dies.
And it's like the most popular thing in the world. Like this
This is
everybody and their dog participates.
it's like
in this.
oxygen to every like.
It's the new form of entertainment.
So it's like Candy Crush.
No.
It's like
Not even close.
like literally people. This is people where people work. This is where people talk to people. Like people don't leave their
Okay,
houses.
okay.
You know, it's like
It's a different reality.
yeah,
It is
But-
a true virtual reality.
yeah. Like every person uses this, but the creator of this dies, and he has a vast.
It's some
So
stupid
much
amount of
money,
money
like-
invested for the
yeah,
company. has
like
developed.
trillions of dollars that he has into this that he owns of stocks, and so he says, whoever wins my game, which he's made like 3 Easter eggs you have to find inside of inside of this virtual reality. So there's challenges you have to go through, and so you go and if you find the key. In the book, there's a gate and a key, and there's multiple challenges for each thing. But in the movie, they dumbed it down a little bit for time. It's a 2.5-hour movie.
Well, I mean, long story short,
long
it's
movie,
it's
but-
it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but with a video game flair.
I feel like I'd really like this actually.
it's
The concept's awesome. The concept's great. I think the movie wasn't executed well.
And I feel like with that kind of movie, it's not like you really have to try that hard. I mean, alone with just like the nostalgia stuff.
I feel like they don't try hard in movies today anyway.
They
Personally.
kind of
And it depends. I think it depends on the kind of movie. I have made the argument previously that they don't make movies just to make movies anymore.
it's just tough if you're like trying to go
Like-
off of a book. Have you guys seen The Martian?
no.
I have not seen it. I've read part of it.
You've read so no one's read the book, no one's seen the movie.
Know what it's about though. But I
So-
haven't seen it.
I'm not gonna like give anything away, but like The Martian, it was like a 300-page book. It was a really good book. It was pretty entertaining. They made the movie of it, and the movie did Hollywood things. Like they changed some things that like they didn't really need to change, but it was for Hollywood's sake. I get that. I thought they did a really good adaptation of the book. It's honestly one of the best adaptations
what
of the
I've
book.
heard.
I think
I've
that's
heard
something
the
that
same
we should definitely start referring to movies based off of books too. It's not it's adapted from.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Because every time I read
I
a
get
book
that
or I've
sometimes you
listened to
have
a
to change
book,
things.
you go see the movie that's from the book or made by the book, and you go into the movie with the expectation of
Oh, this is gonna be page for page.
this is going to be just like the book, and I love the book, but it's
Yeah,
never the case.
yeah,
It's
that's the
adapted
thing.
from the book. It's not the book. It's a story that the book tells.
Yeah, that's
for
the
people
thing.
who
It's
truly
like
read
you
it.
have to adapt the movie from the book. It can't be the exact same. You have to do Hollywood things. You just have to make it watchable.
Partly
And I-
because of how long a book can be.
And like
versus how
I
long
get
a
that about
movie
like
could
there
be.
were some things that I didn't like that they did with The Martian, but it made sense in a Hollywood setting. So like I understand that. It's just like you were saying, Ready Player One didn't do that. It was a bad adaptation.
Well, I wouldn't say a bad. It just didn't follow the book. Like the challenges were almost every single challenges were different. Except except for the very last challenge, that was fairly similar. The last scene of the movie was fairly similar in a way that the best they could do with what they had. I thought it was a good scene, but every other challenge before that was completely different than the books. So
Yeah, that's tough. Like when you completely change the book, it's tough.
What do you think? Time for a game?
yeah,
Hey, before we doing that, can we talk about the NFL real quick? Just real quick.
Well, real quick. If
5
we-
minutes.
So 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
This is not a sports
No,
podcast.
it's not. I was just reading a lot of articles today about how Rob Gronkowski is unhappy with Bill Belichick and he's on the trading block, and a lot of teams have put in offers.
Well, let's just say rumors.
Okay, that's fine. What's your take on
Resident
this?
Patriots fan.
As a Patriots fan, what's your take on this?
So, what I've learned from the Patriots organization is that everything that the media says is mostly untrue. The Patriots organization will continue to do what the Patriots organization does, and I mean, I think 9 times out of 10 the media always gets it wrong.
I get that. Like, listen, I've been watching sports for a long time. The Patriots win. Plain and simple,
so,
they win.
The thing about it is
So-
there was rumors about Gronk getting traded, but none of that came from the organization. There was talks of whether or not Gronk would come back. I mean, he's still under contract with the Patriots, so the only thing he would do is retire. He's banged up. We get it. I think the rumors about the Giants wanting to trade Odell Beckham Jr. carry way more weight than the Patriots trading Gronk because one, the Giants have actually said something about it. The organization has said something about it. There's no word of the Patriots saying, "Yeah, we're going to shop Gronk."
So
it's all just speculation.
Can I say this? The Houston Texans desperately need a tight end. They're completely lack of talent there. Also, they have a player who happens to be injury prone, but is a game changer when he's healthy, in J.J. Watt. Would it be a possible trade to trade J.J. Watt?
The
for-
only thing that would keep the Patriots from that trade is just J.J. Watt's contract.
Yeah.
The Patriots won't pay players like
He's
that.
at the end of his contract though. He's got 2 years left.
Okay, that's 2 years that the Patriots have to pay him his contract.
They're paying Gronk that right now, so it's
That's not.
It's
as
kind
much.
of a straight
I'm
up
pretty
trade.
sure it's not as much as.
it's not as much, but it's close.
I mean,
I also
that's a Patriot issue right now. Is they're trying to free up cap space.
Well, they just traded Cooks though, so
Right, and they freed up a lot of cap space for that. And I honestly just speculation from that is the Odell Beckham Jr. thing. One, I think the Patriots are either there's two things that's going to happen from this Brandon Cooks trade. Brandon Cooks got traded to the LA Rams with a 4th-round draft pick for a 1st-round pick and a 6th-round pick. Two things are going to happen. The Patriots are going to trade 2 of their early picks to the Giants for OBJ, if that's actually a thing. If not, they're going to draft a quarterback. I don't know. They have 2 first-round picks. They're going to do something crazy.
Because here's what I think.
I don't think the Patriots have ever had 2 first-round picks in my life.
I
I don't think so either.
think that the Browns draft Saquon Barkley number 1 overall, and that causes the Giants to trade the number 2 pick. That might involve Odell Beckham Jr.
But
We'll find out.
interesting. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll probably do a live draft special. I think
I
we're
think
all big
that's
football fans.
a pretty good possibility that we're
So
going to do that live draft.
that's coming up in a couple weeks.
I didn't want to give that out yet.
Spoiler alert.
I think
Matt spilled the beans. We're gonna drink a lot of alcohol.
I
and
think
watch
it's
the
like
draft.
95% certain we're going to do a live draft special. So
Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get together and do it.
It's gonna happen. More information to come. Stay
Hey,
tuned.
speaking of draft things, I've been reading up on like Husker football, and I really think that Divino Zigbo is going to be a day 2 draft prospect next year.
Think so?
I think in the Scott Frost
Next year.
system, he's going to be.
We'll see. That's all a lot of
You got it.
speculation.
That is a lot.
It is, and I was also looking at their schedule this year, and I really feel like they can go 8-4 this year.
We'll talk about that later.
We got plenty of time.
Oh, we got plenty of time to talk about it, but I was just looking. I was looking at the schedule. I think
We'll wait for the spring game before we
Yeah,
talk
we
about
gotta-
I think we should
Husker
wait for the spring
football.
game. I can't.
I think there's a
Anyway,
lot. There's a
it's
lot
in a
going
few
on,
weeks, though.
but
It's in a few weeks. There is. You're
So
good.
we do have a game.
We do have
Game.
Phenomenal time.
I feel like
Bust
I've
this
done a
out.
decent job of coming up with a funny game. Today we're gonna
almost minutes before the podcast started.
Today, we are going to read celebrity tweets. I'm going to give a multiple choice on who do you think tweeted this. And
I got score this time.
Dylan is going to keep score.
Are we going all at the same time, or are we shouting it out? Or
It's up to you guys. I don't really care. I'm moderating this boy
You want to do
again.
this, or
I got it.
I'm going to just do 2 celebrities. Make it easy on you guys. I think the A or B 50% chance makes it more competitive.
I think you should do 3.
No, I'm doing 2.
This is 2.
I'm doing 2. So we'll do it the first tweet. This tweet was put out by a music artist. It said, I wish I was allowed, spelled A-L-O-U-D, to use the N-word. Sometimes, in parentheses, in a non-racist way, of course.
I want to know who the 2
Was this Skrillex or Justin Bieber?
Bieber?
Skrillex.
It was Skrillex.
Yeah.
Really.
As soon as I said it, I knew it was.
Yeah,
it was
Skrillex wishes he could use the word that shall not be spoken in a room full of white men.
Risky business.
This one, this is an interesting one. I want @Drake to murder my vagina.
Oh, jeez.
Was this Amanda Bynes? Or Nicki Minaj?
Ooh. Amanda Bynes. I'll do Amanda Bynes.
You're good at this.
Hey, I've seen a couple episodes of games like this.
I'm gonna go with the obvious answer. Not Nicki
This
Minaj.
is Amanda Bynes.
Where's Amanda Bynes?
Okay. I'm
So
getting duped 2 weeks in a row.
Hey,
for
listen.
you.
My games are too hard for
Full
Devin.
disclosure, I would murder Amanda Bynes' vagina.
I wouldn't anymore. But do you hear that, Jake or Drake? She's calling out to you. I don't know if you ever get a response. Anyway, the next one. This tweet is, oh shit, gummy bears. Fuck. Was this?
How'd you find my tweet?
You don't have it. Oh, you do have a tweet.
I have a Twitter.
Was this Seth Rogen or Cher?
Ooh.
This
I'm gonna go
is tough.
Cher.
This is tough.
Cher.
Seth Rogen.
I gotta go Seth Rogen.
This was Cher.
Oh my god!
I bet Cher would smash the Gummy Bears.
This is out of control.
Little known
All right.
So it's currently tied, John and Blake at 2-2, and me at a whopping goose egg.
And how many have we done? 4?
3.
3. We have 5 more. Just read another story about me being locked in an attic. Completely false. Was this Judge Judy
Oh.
or Michael Caine?
Judge Judy.
I'm going not obvious. I'm going Michael Caine this
This is
time.
Michael Caine.
It was Michael Caine. It was Michael- Hey, congrats on your first point, Devin.
Devin's first point. Round of applause.
Yeah, no, these are off the wall.
Oh my lord.
This it is a treat, and it's also a tweet.
Tweet treat.
It's a very tweet.
Tweet.
It's rocks, comma, paper, comma, sicker. Spelled SICCOR. ...
Lil Wayne?
Was this Lil Wayne or Ryan Lochte?
Lochte.
Wait, are those the 2 choices, really?
I'll go
Yeah, Lil Wayne or Ryan
It's
Lochte?
Lochte for
I'll
sure.
go Lochte.
It's Ryan Lochte. That one was too easy. That guy's an idiot.
There's no way I guessed the person that was one of the choices.
Oh my lord.
Do ants have dicks? Was this?
That's a real question, though.
Do they? No, I don't know.
Space
I don't
stares
know.
off
Was
into
this-
space.
Ryan Reynolds or Kourtney Kardashian?
Kourtney Kardashian.
This is Ryan Reynolds because he plays a superhero who plays with Ant-Man, and he's like,
Oh,
do
that's
ants have dicks?
true.
Ryan Reynolds.
I'm already locked in.
Kourtney Kardashian?
Yes. Oh my god.
Don't hit the table.
This is something.
Tied up? All tied up.
Guys, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Tied up.
Like usual.
Are we all tied up?
Devin's
No,
out of
no,
it.
Devin and Blake.
Devin's out of it, like usual.
We have 2 more.
So we can 3-way tie, but I'm like,
But we won't.
It's not gonna happen.
I like how Amish people call us English. It's tight. Was this Wiz Khalifa or James Franco?
James Franco.
Khalifa.
James Franco.
It's Wiz Khalifa.
Oh my God!
It's gonna happen.
They both smoke weed, man.
That's true.
All right. This will be a good one.
Last one.
For the next 24 hours, all caps, trust no one. And then they put in the little asterisks, locks self in kitchen cabinet. Was this Kanye West or Taylor Swift?
Ooh.
Miss T Swizzle.
Taylor
I'm gonna go
Swift.
Kanye West.
It was Taylor Swift.
Oh, Blake wins.
Woo!
Wait,
Grand
it's
champion!
games. Yeah, no, celebrity tweets are pretty outrageous. I don't know. And they got famous for a reason.
I think that means you had to eat an onion.
Tweeting was or snort a condom. One of the two. We'll get our act together.
All right, well,
one of these days.
Before we close this down, so this week I had proposed that everyone writes a poem about their favorite
I
NFL
proposed,
team.
and I was like,
Whoa.
So I proposed to you. That's fine.
No.
I'll marry you right now.
no, I have a girlfriend.
That's fine. You can still marry me.
No, I have a girlfriend.
So I proposed that we all write a poem about our favorite NFL team.
Ugh.
No one wanted to do it,
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
but I did it because I'm awesome. So I wrote a poem, and it's pretty amazing. So I want to read that for you guys right now.
You got 30 seconds.
I gotta pull up my account here,
No.
but
Just like as soon as he starts to finish, I'm just cut off the button.
did
It's like
I shared this-
Actually, as soon as he starts, just cut it off.
I actually shared this in our group chat, and I know at least Devin liked it. I thought it was pretty
I
great.
think I give you a thumbs up.
Like
Devin's very supportive though. Like
this was
I could have said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna snort a condom." Devin would have given me a
Well,
thumbs up.
to be fair, you'd have 3 thumbs up on that one.
let's be honest. This is a great poem. So
Alright, go ahead.
let me start right here. My favorite NFL team is Houston. So this is about Houston. It's Houston, I love you. You're the team I adore. Despite the fact that you refuse to put up a reasonable score. It's been 16 years since earning an expansion slot, and the only notable accomplishment of date is drafting J.J. Watt. Bill O'Brien is a game-planning warlock with great plays like a halfback dive against 11 in the box. Even though we are incapable of converting third downs, it could be worse. We could be the Cleveland Browns. While the Patriots are being league overachievers, Kareem Jackson is getting burnt by all of the receivers. But we always show up, ready to play, as well as support is provided to Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Ooh.
Wow, that was
How we finally managed to win a game at Lucas Oil is more of a mystery than anything written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
that's the guy who did Sherlock Holmes.
It's not all bad continuing taking the league's giant dick, because when the dust settles, we get the number 1 pick.
Is this about the Browns?
But things are looking up, at least to a degree, now that Deshaun Watson has a second artificial knee.
Yeah, 2 artificial knees.
Yeah, that's pretty snap.
I can't snap, but
All right, we're shutting this down. I'm done. We've peaked last episode. It was fun doing it while we did. In all seriousness.
yeah, we're gonna shut down. We're gonna kill ourselves. It's fine.
Well, nope.
That's not true.
Nope. We appreciate you sticking it through with us on this one. We had some highs. We had some lows. I mean, we had some lows.
My poem was the high, by the way.
Not true.
If you haven't yet, subscribe, comment, like, do the whole shebang.
Don't you think?
Send nudes.
Also follow us.
No one sends nudes.
Also follow us on Instagram at Infinite Roundabout. Check out our Facebook page, Infinite Roundabout, and Twitter at INF Roundabout. They don't allow enough
You
characters.
can actually go onto Twitter and type in Infinite Roundabout, though.
It'll
and that's
still
the
come
first
up.
one that
But
comes
I'm
up.
also
gonna give the
telling
actual
you-
Twitter handle.
I'm also telling you, if you have a weird aunt, have her send nudes. Come on, what are we hurting here?
Have her subscribe.
Also,
as well.
guys, Joe isn't talking to me anymore.
Son of a...
He stopped talking.
Okay,
to you?
so-
he stopped responding at all.
Listen, that's fine. because he's been sending me DMs all week.
So he's not talking to me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. He's like, hey, listen, guys, I want to get on your show. It's cool. I love your show. It's the greatest podcast in the world.
But why isn't he talking to me?
Because you're a douche. That's fine. But he's like, it's the greatest show in the
Must have
world.
said something.
But he's like, I'm gonna get on. That's fine. Just give me time.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna fight him.
let's give him time.
All
No,
right.
you want to fight him? Let's fight him. We'll set it up.
I'm gonna fight Joe
We'll set it
Rogan.
up. We'll set it up. I'll
Joe
You know what?
Rogan, Matt, in
Listen,
the cage.
Listen,
next
I'm,
week.
I'm really good friends with Joe. We'll set it up.
All right, we'll set it up.
I'm gonna fight
Next
Joe
week's
Rogan.
episode, we'll talk more about.
I'm gonna fight Joe Rogan.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day.
I'm gonna fight Joe Rogan.
Bye, internet.